Breaking news. Donald Trump remains vague on abortion rights as polls approach. The former president has constantly shifted his stances or offered vague, contradictory, and at times nonsensical answers to questions on an issue that has become a major vulnerability for Republicans in this year's election. Donald Trump has had a tough time finding a consistent message to questions about abortion and reproductive rights. The former president has constantly shifted his stances or offered vague, contradictory, and at times nonsensical answers to questions on an issue that has become a major vulnerability for Republicans in this year's election. Trump has been trying to win over voters, especially women, skeptical about his views, especially after he nominated 3 Supreme Court justices who helped overturn the nationwide right to abortion 2 years ago. It's going to be redone, he said during a Fox News town hall that aired Wednesday. You're going to, you end up with a vote of the people. They're too tough, and those are going to be redone because already there's a movement in those states. Trump did not specify if he meant he would take some kind of action if he wins in November, and he did not say which states or laws he was talking about. He did not elaborate on what he meant by redone. He also seemed to be contradicting his own stand when referencing the strict abortion bans passed in Republican-controlled states since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Trump recently said he would vote against a constitutional amendment on the Florida ballot that is aimed at overturning the state's 6-week abortion ban. That decision came after he had criticized the law as too harsh. Trump has shifted between boasting about nominating the justices who helped strike down federal protections for abortion and trying to appear more neutral. It's been an attempt to thread the divide between his base of anti-abortion supporters and the majority of Americans who support abortion rights. About 6 in 10 Americans think their state should generally allow a person to obtain a legal abortion if they don't want to be pregnant for any reason, according to a July poll from the Associated Press and ORC Center for Public Affairs Research. Voters in 7 states, including some conservative ones, have even protected abortion rights or defeated attempts to restrict them in statewide votes over the past 2 years. Trump also has been repeating the narrative that he returned the question of abortion rights to states, even though voters do not have a direct say on that or any other issue in about half the states. This is particularly true for those living in the South, where Republican-controlled legislatures, many of which have been gerrymandered to give the GOP disproportionate power, have enacted some of the strictest abortion bans since Roe v. Wade was overturned.